Hi guys, it's your man RGB here with another video. Slightly different style of video from me today. I'm going to do a Battle Pass and sort of RGB update video. So I'm aiming to do once a month a video about what changes I've made, what I've bought, what I've sold, what I've got rid of, what I've fused, and why. I'm going to tailor it to me because I can't tailor it to everybody because we're all at different positions of the game and we all like different parts and we all like different weapons, we all like different playstyles. So it's gonna be tailored to me, what I've done and why. So I'm going to talk about both battle passes that are going on at the moment. We'll talk about uranium prices and we'll talk about stuff I bought and what I'm going to get and why. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing. The first thing being uranium price. So again, it's the 30th of November. It's the last day of the event of uranium. What are we currently at the moment? We're currently at, what, 1144. I'm sitting there with 9. I'm capped in silver this week, so unless the clan pushes a bit higher, I can't add any more this week. That's fine. What have I been doing with it? I've been selling the uranium. So selling it straight away, taking the money, and using it to pick up bits that I need going forward, basically. So we'll talk about what I've picked up and why. The first things I've picked up, and this is a biggie for me, is Icarus 7s. So I've picked up 16 Icarus 7s, fairly cheap, around the 400 coins each sort of zone. I've picked them up for. The reason being, I've got fused Icarus 4s, so a little bit of history with Icarus. If you're a hover player, 7s used to be, that was it. That's what you used. You used 7s. You didn't use 4s. 4s were considered useless in comparison, and they were the pack item. So they were the 4s are the ones that you get out of the pack. The 7s are the ones that you craft from Dawn's Children, and it was a bit backwards. The 4s were rubbish. Nobody wanted them, and I don't know why Gaijin would want this. If I was them and it was for a good business model, you'd want the ones that were good, the ones that people wanted, to be the ones that you were selling in packs, surely. Anyways, so they messed around with hovers about a year ago. They made them wobbly. You couldn't use like a Typhoon or a Scorpion on Icarus 7s anymore because they made leaning physics, so whatever direction you applied power, your vehicle would lean. So kiting backwards and shooting just wasn't an option anymore. And they brought in, basically it just brought about all these breakers and Punisher builds on hovers. And it's just, if you were playing like Scorpions or Typhoons or Mastodons, that was it. You weren't even in the game. It was crazy. But then they offered the swap. So if you had fused 7s like I did, they offered you to swap for fused 4s for free. You could only do it once though. I did it because I didn't have the money to acquire the 4s at the time. So the 4s brought stability, so I could actually use my weapons again. Yay. What really forced people's hand with that, I think, was the yokai. So the big increase in yokai players to try and deal with these breakers and Punisher push hover builds that were just everywhere and stupid. So yokais became a thing, and if you don't know what yokai is, you shoot it on the ground underneath a hover. It's explosive radius damage that goes up and destroys all the hovers and frames on a build and cripples something like that. Okay, so everybody started to swap into 4s for increased durability. Okay, because the main differences with the 4s and the 7s are the 4s were always made for like larger hover builds, so like Mastodons, Typhoons. You could arguably need the 4s instead of the 7s. Scorpions, you can use both really. But anyways, so I'm changing back to 7s. Well, I say back. I'm acquiring both at this point. So I've got 16 Icarus 7s ready for a fusion event. When that comes, I don't know. Hopefully Christmas event. If it doesn't come and I don't get a fixed fusion on what I want, I will go for like a reduced cost fusion event. So if you've been playing a while, you'll know they bring these around every now and again. The fusion will just come up and it'll be reduced cost. It'll be 2 items needed instead of 3. So I acquire the stuff ready, because on the day when that happens, you'll find like they don't release when it's the news when it's going to come. You'll just log on the game and there'll be a little there'll be a little yellow dot on upgrade, and you'll be like, oh, there's a fusion event on, oh my god, oh, let's see what I can buy, and you'll go to the market and be like, oh, how much are Icarus 7s now? Oh yeah, I'd love to fuse some Icarus 7s. Oh my god, there's none available, and they've just gone up like 50% in price. Like, so now I can no longer afford them. Brilliant. So my advice is acquire the stuff that you want, plan what you want and have it ready, because when the event drops, you're not gonna be able to get them for the price that you want them for anymore. All right. Other stuff I've done. So that's my main change. I've acquired some other bits from the money from the relics. I've bought a couple of king mines. What else? I mean, I bought another Punisher, but that's not really. I had the money. I've been saving up for that for a little bit. I've just bought it because it's cheap. I'm not really using 3 Punishers. I'm only really using 2 and an Akari. I could do with a Catalina cabin as well, really. I'm using 2 Puns Akari on a Beholder. I need a Catalina cabin, but how much do I need one? That's the question. They're very expensive. They've been good for a long time. I'm kind of at the point where I feel like I've kind of missed the Catalina phase with machine guns. I don't want to pay 3.8 for one. I mean, let's be honest, I'd have to fuse it. So, what's it going to cost me? We'll call it, to be fair, we'll call it 10k. Do I 10k want one? Probably not. I don't 10k need one, because the Beholder isn't as good as the Catalina with Podakari, but it's absolutely fine. It's, again, I believe that Beholder is the best cabin in the game. That free cloak or extra energy point, depending on how you want to look at it, is just priceless for me. Great cab. So I'm using that. It's not perfect, it's fine. So I may or may not buy a Catalina. All right. Other than that, King Mines, I've got an argument there. We'll talk about why I've got an argument and a Gungnir and that sort of stuff when we talk about the Battle Pass. The previous Battle Pass, I acquired... What did I acquire? I acquired some Stillwinds, and I have this build. This is new to me. This is new in my sort of Clan Wars rotation. I'm using this. It's a Nova treble Stillwind. It's for what the Clan of Zoo call ignorant pushing. Ignorant spider pushing. That's not a diss on spiders, that's just what we call it. We just say, right, today we're going to play spiders, and we're just going to push, and we're going to, we're just going to try and have quick games and mess people up with durability and power, basically. You're looking to overpower somebody. It's like you're dogging, basically. You're dogging with spiders, alright? So I picked that up on the last one, so 3 fuse Stillwinds, which subsequently are really good for raids, by the way. If you want to use these in raids and get a top score, absolutely fantastic. They beat my Wretches. If you want to go in raids and use these, you'll get a bigger score than with Wretches right now, because they do a lot. Okay, so that's what else I've acquired. We'll move on to Battle Passes now, alright? So we'll do Sky Raiders. I'm not a huge fan of the Sky Raiders Battle Pass. I'm not a big fan of the air battles yet. I mean, it could still get me yet. It could still get me. I don't know. So I've bought the standard Sky Raiders pass. I'm not going to talk too much about the weapons that you get. The air style weapons. What I am going to talk about is the flock. So it's going to be a great armor piece. The stats on it are absolutely fantastic. You're going to be running these on everything, unless they make changes, obviously. Everybody's talking about getting 2 of these. Whether they'll change it that you can maybe only mount, one of them, because you can have 2 at the moment. You see on the line, my banner is in the way. It says only 2 such weapons can be mounted on a vehicle. You can see it just where my banner is for followers. Trust me, it says 2. You can go and read it yourself. So you can get 2. Whether they'll change that, don't know. What else could you get from this Battle Pass? If you haven't got Wretches, absolutely get Wretches. If you haven't got a Fused Harpy, absolutely get a Fused Harpy. Maybe some Helios if you want. Helios, whatever you want to call them. If that's your style, it's not my style, but if it is, go for it. We've been toying up with the idea of using these to combat the hover breakers that are terrorizing people at the moment. Reapers, they're getting buffed next patch. I won't go into the patch notes too much right now, but you could absolutely get some Reapers if that's going to be your style. If you want to push something and use some Reaper, fantastic. I don't know whether they're going to be good after the next patch, whether it'll still come in. It's just notes right now. It might not even come in, the buffs that they're doing to that. We'll see. All right. Fortunes. Now, I'm going to get some fortunes, but I'm not going to get these fortunes. Okay, so these are the fused fortunes are available in this battle pass, the Sky Raiders, and the other one, which I can't remember the name of right now. I'll have a look in a minute. These have got reloading time fusion. The other ones are better, so in my opinion. So I'm going to get those. So that's Sky Raiders. We've dealt with Sky Raiders. I won't say anything more about that. We'll go to Between Two Fires. Okay. And we'll go straight to the fortunes because I was talking about it. These have got explosion damage. I'm getting these. That's why I've acquired the King Mines. I'm looking at a two fused fortune Hadron King Mine build. Reason being, dogs, spiders, shields. They go through shields. You know, most importantly, barriers, novas. You know, they go through shields. Fantastic. So Nova can come out, poke out, show you his Nova cabin, and be like, "Haha, you can't shoot me." And you, well, actually, I'm a fortune. So just chuck him some burning barrels straight through his shield into his face. Treat yourself. Anyways, that's what I'm getting. They're on my priority list. So you see the tracked. This battle pass is the best value battle pass I have seen ever, because you get a 4 that you can sell. All right, and it's very clever what they've done, because we'll go to rewards. Right? So they give you a 4 at the very end. Brilliant. What normally happens is when they do something like this, the price of it will tank. To counteract that, what they've done is they've then gone, okay, so you're all going to get Thor, but what you can do with it is you can swap that Thor for a fused legendary, which is just, what a great idea, because then hopefully the price won't tank, and hopefully it won't go up too high either. I mean, when everybody gets it, when all this stuff's, you know, when they're getting the Thors, we'll see. It'll probably go down a little bit, but I mean, I don't know. I can't predict what people are going to do. But yeah, so I'm getting this one. I'm then crafting another one. So you get one Thor. I'm crafting another 4. Here it is. I've got my stuff ready. I've bought an argument. I've crafted a fused Hugin. I had to buy like a couple of irises, I think. I've had to buy an argument, and I've had to buy a couple of irises. I already had some fused Gungnir's from a previous battle pass. So if you're like me and you buy all the battle passes, then you should already have this stuff, and I think they thought about that. So I'll be coming out of this with 2 fused fortunes. If you haven't got a fused Apollo, absolutely get that. The Thor's better at the moment, but stuff changes. If you're going to continue to play the game, if you haven't got this yet, get it. Bigger builds, you're going to want this. You know, it's, if you can spare the mass, the main drawback being the mass, but it's not as explosive. It is bigger, but it's, you know, higher durability. It's not as explosive. If you've got a bigger build, you need this. So if you haven't got that, get it. If you want some fun with Arbiters, Jesus Christ, if you get a Catalina Arbiter around, you know, a low power score, mid to high power score, these things are nasty, but not. I don't recommend for Clan Wars. You know, I like to focus on Clan Wars stuff. Toadfish, lots of fun to play. If you want them and you've got the spare capacity, get them. I've got 3 fused ones. I use them on my levy. It's becoming a bit old tech now. I'm probably going to be moving them off my levy soon. But anyway, so they're quite a good option on Leviathan if you see my videos. Yeah, and that's about all that I've got going on for November. So I'm hoping to look at doing another video, maybe monthly. I'll probably do one at the end of December once the Christmas event's been out. Yeah, other than that, keep tuning into my Twitch. If you don't tune into my Twitch, I'm going to try and put the videos of my Twitch streams onto YouTube, so you can check them out that way. And yeah, any questions, hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Peace.